It's the 50th anniversary of Wolverine this year, so I'm opening the Marvel Legends 2-pack of Wolverine and Sabertooth that just got released here. I'm very excited about this because it's a new sculpt for Sabertooth. It's going to replace my old one, and a pretty nice looking cowboy Canadian Wolverine. Stick around. I'm Dan Upton, and this is the Doomcast. First of all, do me a favor, hit subscribe and the bell. I make about one of these videos a week. They're all great, so please don't miss even one. I don't always review every single figure that comes out, especially for Marvel Legends. Do I buy every figure? Unfortunately, yes. Like I said, not quite every figure. I skipped a couple of the 2-packs, so I'm reviewing the ones that I did purchase. This one, I'm very glad that I did. The other one I got was the patch Joe Fix-It, but this is phenomenal. First impressions. This Sabertooth is way huger than the last Sabertooth that they made and is probably going to replace this one. Do I actually sell this? I don't know. I might. Who knows? It's still a good figure. We'll see. But a much bigger fur ruff on the costume also matches the color of his hair, which it's probably more supposed to. It's been depicted a couple of different ways. Claws and hands are much bigger. It's a much bigger buck overall. The old one, did it look good? Yeah, but it was just a little bit smaller. Sabertooth's supposed to be hulking. He's always calling Logan a runt, and that's the way it should be. Other striking points about the Logan figure: the claws are phenomenal. I mentioned this in the review of the patch and Joe Fix-It, but the claws are tapered really nicely. They aren't removable. They are molded in such a way that they don't move around. They're evenly spaced. They aren't gummy. They look great. I wish I could get a pair of replacement hands of these for every single Wolverine figure that I own. I don't expect Marvel Legends to just release hands for Wolverine, but it would be great if they did. Anyway, I like the gold in the belt buckle. The shirt that's molded has a little bit of texturing to it, makes it look like some authentic Western wear. You also get a couple of different heads for Logan, which is kind of nice, to be perfectly frank. You get a black hat as well with a smirk, or you get the very stern face with the brown hat. Clearly he's putting some money in here because these hats aren't cheap. You're probably not getting out of a Western wear store with a hat like this, especially not one that's felt, for probably under $100, even if it's on sale these days. So very nice hats. Obviously not real, they're plastic. This doesn't cost $100, but we're getting to that point. Eventually, figures are going to be, oh boy, is this hobby very expensive. So I had to be judicious. You do have the sculpted boots and so forth. Everything about both of these figures is really nice. So I feel like this is somewhat essential as a 2-pack. I enjoy it quite a bit already. I'm definitely going to display this version of Logan and Sabertooth alongside that Joe Fix-It 2-pack. Like I've said in the other video, have a very, very expensive and extensive Wolverine figure collection because, gosh, when I was a kid, Wolverine was the guy to like, and I did. It was like being a fan of Michael Jordan back in the day, or Muggsy Bogues and the Charlotte Hornets. Do you remember that? Everybody loved Muggsy Bogues. Logan is the Muggsy Bogues of the X-Men. Let's go ahead and call him who he is. Short, but essential. Great point guard. Also, what's Muggsy Bogues up to these days? I don't know. What's Wolverine up to these days? Being the best there is at what he does. These Sabertooths, though, oh boy, what an improvement over the last. Color scheme is a little bit more muted, but we have a mostly similar costume, just a slightly taller buck with a bigger mane on the back. Also double pinless, which is fortunately the standard. Nice butterfly chest joint that's slightly hidden by that ruff. Posability options are pretty sick. That makes that butterfly joint pretty essential for stuff like this. And it couldn't come at a better time because, you know, the Sabertooth War arc that's happening in Wolverine right now at the end of the Krakoan era makes Victor Creed very, very hateable if you didn't already hate him as a character. Makes him a great villain, probably about the best in the Wolverine arcs that Ben Percy has done. Haven't loved every part of this Wolverine run, but this I do because Creed is definitely terrible. Killing a lot of people, supposedly permanently, unless something changes here later on. But this is great. You can pose them like this if you you want to have them battling, or you want to just imagine that Sabertooth is Logan's father, just throwing him up into the air and being like, "I'm here for you, son. Finally." Remember when that was a thing? Also, you remember Romulus? You remember when Romulus was a thing? The lichens or whatever? Lupines? I don't remember any of that, and Marvel doesn't want to either. That's why they retconned it with the Wolverine Origins, which I also didn't really necessarily like. Like the idea of Logan being mysterious. Anyway, yeah, great figures. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that this 2-pack is probably quintessential if you're a Wolverine fan. If you're an X-Men fan, probably something you're gonna wanna pick up. At least out of the 4 2-packs that they released for the 50th anniversary, I'd say this is probably the unskippable one if you have to make a choice. Definitely worth it. If you can find it. I think that they are probably sold out now on Hasbro Pulse, but if you can find one and you're looking, hey, is this worth the money? I would say the definitive Sabertooth, probably the definitive casual Logan. Still the best there is at what he does, even if what he does is kind of expensive, and that's make me spend more money on toys. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit subscribe and the bell. Again, thanks a lot for checking this out. This has been the Doomcast. Peace.